Hello students, let us start today's class with the discussion on convex mirrors. First of all, we will discuss some rules for tracing images formed by convex mirrors. The first rule states that a ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection from the convex mirror appears to diverge from the principal focus of the convex mirror, that is behind the mirror. And this happens following the laws of reflection that angle I is equal to angle R. Here you can see that we have drawn the normal, that is a line which is passing through the center of curvature. The second rule states that a ray which is directed towards the principal focus will emerge parallel after getting reflected from the convex mirror. Again, following the laws of reflection, that is angle I is equal to angle R. The third rule is that a ray which is directed in the direction of center of curvature gets reflected back along the same path in case of a convex mirror. That is, it retraces its path. And why does this happen? This happens because in this case, the incident ray is falling normally on the mirror. That is, in this case, angle I is equal to 0 and angle R is also equal to 0. And the fourth rule states that a ray of light that is incident obliquely towards the pole of the convex mirror is reflected obliquely following the laws of reflection. Now, following these four rules, we will learn how images are formed in case of a convex mirror. In case of image formation by a convex mirror, we will discuss two cases. The first case is that when the object lies at infinity. When parallel rays starting from infinity strike the mirror, they get diverged by the mirror after reflection. And when we plot these diverged rays backwards, we see that these diverging rays appear to be coming from the focus of the mirror, which is behind the mirror, and this focus is the position of the image. So, in this case, the image lies at the focus, which is behind the mirror. The image is very small, highly diminished or point sized, and the image is virtual and erect since it is not forming by actual intersection of the reflected rays. We have got this image when we try to trace the reflected rays, which are the divergent rays, backward. And students, please keep it in mind that in case of any mirror, a virtual and erect image is always formed behind the mirror, as you can see in this case. The second case is that when the object is lying between infinity and pole of the convex mirror, or you can say when the object is lying anywhere in front of the convex mirror. In this case, suppose AB is the object which is lying in front of the convex mirror. A ray of light parallel to the principal axis appears to diverge from the principal focus of the mirror, and another ray of light which is directed towards the center of curvature, it retraces its path after reflection. So, these are the two reflected rays from the convex mirror. Now, as you can see that the two reflected rays in this case are diverging, that is they will never meet, but if we try to plot them backward, we will see that they appear to be coming from a point A dash. So here A dash is the virtual image of point A and A dash B dash is the virtual image of object A B. So we see that in this case the object The image lies between pole and focus and behind the mirror also. The image is diminished, however, the image is larger than the previous case, but still it is diminished, that is, it is smaller than the object. And the image is virtual and erect since it is forming behind the mirror and the rays are not actually intersecting at the point of image. In this table, we have summarized the image formation in case of a convex mirror. Please note here that the image formed by a convex mirror is always virtual and erect. It can never be real and inverted. And also, the image is always smaller in size. It is neither equal nor larger than the object. And as we move the object towards the mirror, the image that is forming behind the mirror, it also gets shifted towards the mirror. Now let us learn some uses of convex mirror. One very common use of convex mirror is in case of vehicles. That is, convex mirrors are used as rear view mirrors or side view mirrors in case of vehicles. As you can see in this diagram, here you are given a side view mirror. Here the mirror used is a convex type. This helps the driver to see the traffic behind the vehicle and it is essential for safe driving. Now the question comes, why do we use a convex mirror as a rear view mirror? The reasons are, the first being that the convex mirror always produces an erect image. So you will always see an erect image of the traffic behind you. And the second reason is that convex mirrors have a wider field of view in comparison to a plane mirror because they are curved outward. Here, wider field of view means that the driver can see a much larger area behind the vehicle in comparison to a plane mirror which has a smaller field of view in comparison to a convex mirror. The second use is that convex mirrors are used as reflectors in street lights because they diverge the light falling on them. As you can see in this diagram, here the light falling on the mirror that is behind the bulb in the street light, it gets diverged in a larger area so that we get illumination in a wider area. The third use is that convex mirrors are used as security mirrors at public places since they have a wider field of view. That is, you can see a much larger area in a small mirror. You can see such mirrors in malls, at metro stations, or at busy traffic intersections also. After the discussion on convex mirrors, let us learn another important concept, that is the sign conventions used in case of spherical mirrors. These sign conventions are equally applicable to a convex mirror as well as to a concave mirror also. According to these sign conventions, the pole of the mirror is taken as the origin and the principal axis, that is x dash x, is taken as the x-axis of the coordinate system. All horizontal distances are measured from the pole of the mirror. Here the object is always placed on the left side of the mirror. That is, the light from the object falls on the mirror from the left hand side. Now, since we know that all horizontal distances are measured from the pole of the mirror, that is, all distances parallel to the principal axis are measured from the pole of the mirror. And the distances which are measured towards the right of the pole are taken as positive, and those measured towards the left of the pole or origin are taken as negative. Now let us talk about the perpendicular distances. So all distances perpendicular to the principal axis and upward are taken as positive, and all distances perpendicular to the principal axis and downward are taken as negative. So all these rules are summarized in this diagram and they are also stated below. We will use these sign conventions while solving numericals based on spherical mirrors. That's all for today's class. Thank you.